And then I'm going to apply a gold pigment. Again, very, very small amounts, because I want to bring the halo, the gold pigment that's in the halo on the base, over through to the top. So remember what we talked about before about it being very layered? Whenever you do design with gel, don't think I've got to apply everything straight away there. Layer it. If you layer it and take your time, then you'll get depth. And that's when you get the best out of gel. You've got to use gel for what it's meant to be. Don't try to make gel into acrylic, and don't try to make acrylic into gel. Do what you can with the gel and do what you can with the acrylic. So
More questions?
What I'm going to do while you're walking is I'm double dipping. If I do this on camera, I'm double dipping into my clear gel, and then I'm just going to double dip into a gold acrylic that I've just added more pigment to. So this gold acrylic's from the Earthstones collection in Easy Flow, and I'm literally following contours of the black that I put on earlier on, and then I'll drag through that.
So you're highlighting
yeah,
the black
highlighting is
that you put
a good
on.
word.
So you're dipping in your clear, and then you're dipping into the powder to pick up the powder, and then
I'm
outlining
just,
your black.
And now I'm going to use my brush and just pull it up.
Can we have another question, Sam? Is that okay? Sam?
Sorry. Yes, sorry.
Do you need to apply something to finish it after you do all the colouring?
Yes. The question was, do you need to apply something to finish it after you've done all the colouring? And Sam will build her structure with clear after she's applied her design. So you will see her doing that as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna cap it in a minute. So I'm just gonna put that under for 7 seconds, 10 seconds.
Okay.
And then I'll cap it in clear. I capped the other design in clear already. So we'll file that in a mo.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the best way to clean and look after your brushes?
Well, there's several people, there's different preparations. You can leave the gel on your brush. Some people prefer to leave clear gel on their brush because it keeps the bristles together. As long as your brush is kept protected, you know, some people just wrap it in some couch roll. As long as it doesn't come into contact with UV light, then that's okay. Or you can use brush cleaner to clean the gel off, or cleanse it to clean the gel off. And then the cleanser is what wipes the sticky residue from the gel. Sam, any preferences, personal preferences for cleaning your brush?
Leave the gel on, but make sure you've got a good cap. So when you store your brush, make sure you cap your brush with a brush end. But I've got gel on there now, I will literally just wipe it on my paper towel and put it straight in, because that will keep the brush. Otherwise what happens, the Cleanse It's great, and if I'm using a lot of colour then I'll use Cleanse It. But all the time it'll dry your brush out, and then you don't have workability with it. I don't know, it just doesn't look as good.
It's a bit like your hair, you know, you keep drying it out all the time, you get split ends and it goes all over the place, doesn't it? So if you keep the gel on, it keeps your bristles in place.
Right, what I'm doing now, I've capped it with clear. What I'm doing now is, because we're using a building gel, so this is a gel that we can sculpt with, it's a solid gel. It's not quite the right word. I'm actually allowing it to self-level, but I'm doing it upside down so that I get my perfect arch without doing an awful lot of work. Make sure you're holding the hand, because your clients are there and she's on her mobile, she's chatting to you and she's like this or she's like that, and it goes all over the place. So make sure, and that way I get my arch without having to fiddle too much.
Can we get that in view of the camera so we can see the arch? Perfect.
Can you see the arch now? I don't have to fiddle too much. But I am going to pop it upside down and put it under the light just for the first few seconds, because what happens with gel is it relaxes. When it goes under the light, the viscosity just thins a little, and you don't want to spend time filing down the side walls of your nails because it's relaxed into the side walls. So if you put it under the lamp upside down and then spin it over just after the first 5 to 6 seconds, then it's fine, and it's just set into place.
And you watch your clients while they're spinning it over.
Yeah. Well, actually, my clients are very well trained now.
Yeah, they're scared of you, Sam.
They are very
well trained. Can we have another question?
Okay, my question is, can we mix the plain color with the acrylic No. I just want to ask because she showed that she mixed clear color, clear gel with the acrylic. Sorry about English. Acrylic glitter. Can we mix the plain color of the gel with acrylic glitter?
Yes, acrylic glitter can be mixed with a plain gel, or any gel in fact. Is that right, Sam? You can mix your acrylic glitters with any of the colours of gel.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted to ask. Okay, I'll go and get some goodie bags.
What I'm doing now, I'm doing the deception one. Now this is a step-by-step that you guys can take away with you today. We've got it printed out for you. What I'm doing, I'm extending the nail bed, and you can see that I'm putting the slick layer on that I spoke about before, but just where I want to put my colour. And I'm using the unglossy area, the filed area, as a break. So when I put my colour on there, it's not going to run. If I was to slick the whole nail and then try to put my colour on there, I'm fighting against it all the time, because obviously the whole point of putting a slick layer there is because you want your acrylic to move easily. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a barrier up by just carefully putting my clear where I want it to go. So the buffed area stops my acrylic from moving. So I could, in theory, put my colour on there and leave it, and it won't go any further than I want it to go. So we'll try it out. And I'm going to use this with the Deception, which is with the Devilish range.
So just to recap, a slick layer or a wet layer of gel will allow gel to relax and move about, whereas a dry, rough surface will hold a pattern in shape. Make sense? Can we have another question, Sam? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does it make any difference having a buff-off or soak-off gel?
The difference between a buff-off and a soak-off gel, generally speaking, is that when you have a buff-off gel, it can be a lot stronger. Soak-off gels are very, very soft because you've got, there's just to put it in layman's terms, there are more gaps between the gel so that it can be penetrated with acrylic, with acetone, not acrylic, with acetone. Does that make sense? So the fact that you've got more gaps between the actual molecules in the gel so that acetone can get through makes a much softer overlay. So generally speaking, a soak-off gel is very flexible, very close to the natural nail. And mostly soak-off gels are used for natural nails because it matches that flexibility. These are not soak-off gels. These are sculpting gels. These are designed so that you can use them with a tip or on the natural nail or to sculpt with. They are as strong as acrylic. That's the difference. If you have a very, very strong gel, generally speaking, it is not soak-off. It has to be buff-off.
Okay, put that
Does that answer your question?
How would you apply a 3D acrylic pre-moulded shape onto that nail and seal it in so it's really strong?
The question, Sam, is how would you apply a 3D, pre-made 3D acrylic shape into a gel nail and cap it?
And what?
And cap it with clear. Is it possible? How would you do it?
Yeah, you would just put a slick layer of gel, and then you would, as long as like we said before, you've got the border on the outside and it's thin enough, slick layer of gel, apply the acrylic shape, and then cap it so that it just holds it. Then just cap it again. Don't try to apply it and then try and cap it because it'll just be moving around all the time.
Does that make sense? So you have your wet layer, you apply, whether it be acrylic, diamond, or whatever embellishment you're putting in, you apply it onto a wet layer of gel, you put it under the lamp so that it dries on the gel, and then you cap it with clear. Because if you try to put your clear over it before you put it under the lamp, it will move about while you put your clear gel on. Okay?
How much would it cost in a shop to have a set of hands like that?